Let's get started, Mandy. Tell me, what kind of self reflection have you done since becoming a mother? What have you discovered about yourself?
Well, Penny, as you know, recently I've been going through some pretty challenging health issues. Specifically, I've had a substantial crash with my chronic fatigue syndrome. And I guess there's nothing like a health crisis to make you have a bit of self reflection.
This is
um,
true. This is true.
the two main things that I've discovered, particularly through this difficult time, is that number one, I can't do it all. Uh, One of the things that caused the crash in the first place was that I took on too much, and then I took on too much stress as a result, and then I buried it because I didn't want anyone to know that I was stressed. I didn't want anyone to know I was only sleeping 3 hours a night. I didn't wanna talk about all of the things that I had to look after because I didn't have any simple solutions to them, and I didn't wanna trouble people, and all of that has real consequences.
Yeah, it does. It
And in
does.
my case, it got to the point where the fatigue was so bad, I couldn't even look after my own children anymore. And the second thing I discovered was that I get it wrong more often than I probably care to admit. Maybe getting it wrong isn't the right terminology because we're all doing the best that we know how to do at the time.
And for
But
you, it's a life of learning. It's for all of us, it's a life of learning, but you in particular, with your son in the ninth house as to what degree it is, it's a life of learning. Yeah.
definitely. And I would say that I don't always do the things that benefits my children the most. And that's not intentionally, of course, but I'm human and sometimes things cloud my judgment. For example, I remember one of my children wanted to wear this particular item of clothing to the shops and I wouldn't let them wear it. No way. Okay. Because when I was a child, I'd been teased for wearing something similar.
Right.
And look, in retrospect, times change, fashions change. It's probably really in vogue now what they wanted to wear. And, getting teased about clothing as a child, that was probably a great exercise in building resilience for me.
Yeah.
Um, so I really need to learn more to let my children be themselves and live their childhood, not mine. I don't want
Yeah.
the memories of my own childhood getting in the way.
Yeah. And it's a good point because we do that. Like I will assume that you do that as a parent. Like I'm not a parent, but I have a parent. I have parents, and I understand that parents can impose on the child their perception of how the child should be. And I think it's important to have that self reflection that it is the child's life. It's not yours, and you've got to let them live their life for what it is. And we just said it before around this is a life of learning for you. Like astrologically, you've got the placement, you've got three placements in the part of your birth chart that talks about learning. It's all about learning, and I think mistakes are a key part. Or I think mistakes are often the best way to learn because we get
100%.
burnt by them. We learn fast when we have been burnt
Exactly.
by something.